Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our channel once again. And it is my hope and prayer that the video is going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I am fine, as you can see. Kisumu is fantastic, and maybe you could also let me know where you're watching the video from. The county or the country, in case you are out of the republic. Ladies and gentlemen, there is one thing that I really want to remind you. That the chances of William Ruto getting re-elected in 2027 are very slim. In fact, William Ruto is likely to make history as a one-term president. And you can tell that from the way they are behaving. They are behaving as though they are scared. Earlier today, Jimmy Wanjigi was detained. Jimmy Wanjigi had been summoned to Kasarani. Is it Kasarani or Kamkunji police station? Where he recorded a statement. And then Jimmy Wanjigi was detained there. And according to what the communication, Jimmy Wanjigi will be produced in court tomorrow. But what do you think motivated William Ruto's government to target or to detain Jimmy Wanjigi? Because initially, personally, and in fact, even another friend of mine has just texted me here, I believe that probably William Ruto and Kenya Kwanza government were trying to raise the profile of Jimmy Wanjigi. Because by arresting Jimmy Wanjigi, the truth is that he is becoming more popular. But it has now come to my attention that Kenya Kwanza government are scared of Jimmy Wanjigi. In this video, I want to reveal to you guys why William Ruto has detained Jimmy Wanjigi, and probably tomorrow they'll prefer some charges or they request more days to allow for investigations.
Refusing. Please don't be rough. Sir? Okay. Don't be rough with our client. You are assaulting in my... Let's go. No, relax. No, but relax. Oh, there's this key. This way. Where's mine?
Have respect.
Ingia basi kwa gari. We respect you mheshimiwa. Ingia kwa gari.
Don't order me.
No, we are not ordering.
No, then keep quiet.
Ingia.
Keep quiet.
Aya, watu media warudi huko. Media warudi huko pande hii. Hakuna media kuingia huko. Hapa ndio mwisho yako.
Dennis Itumbi has shared something here, and this will confirm to you that the government is actually scared. For a government to come up with this kind of artwork just to explain arrest of Jimmy Wanjigi confirms that there is something behind the arrest. Let me just read for you the laughable reasons why the government is giving. Itumbi is talking of Jimmy Wanjigi arrest factor, date of notification, that Jimmy Wanjigi was notified on June 30th. Okay. Authority, Firearms Licensing Board. Issue, failed to renew firearm license, held firearms illegally. Now, is it a crime for you to fail to renew firearm license? And how did they know that in the entire country, the only person who failed to renew his firearm license was Jimmy Wanjigi? The government would do us a favor by just publishing a list of all Kenyans who failed to renew their firearms. So it tells you that this government is very petty. Remember the other day, these guys went and raided Uhuru Kenyatta's son in his house. Shameful. Now it proceeds here. Issue. Okay, I've talked of the issue, failed to renew firearm license. Response, ignored 14 days surrender notice. You know, people like Jimmy Wanjigi, they run the country. Jimmy Wanjigi is a major player in the country. You know, if Jimmy Wanjigi wanted to renew his license, he will be sitting in his office. Someone in government department will go ahead and renew the license, and it will be brought to him. It proceeds. Remember the other day, these guys claimed to have arrested Jimmy Wanjigi's vehicle, and that in that vehicle, they were able to get some tear gas canisters. Very funny. Okay, it proceeds. Date of arrest date today. Court arraignment tomorrow. Previous legal protection, anticipatory bail for protest-related issues only. Okay? So it means they now found a way that Jimmy Wanjigi went for anticipatory bail, and now they are trying to suggest that it was actually meant for protest-related issues. That now they are coming up with a new story. Okay? And it proceed, current charge, illegal possession of firearms without a license. Jimmy Wanjigi, in this Republic of Kenya, for those who know, is a major supplier of guns to government. So this, I mean, sometimes the government should stop this kind of jokes. A reminder, please verify your facts. You see, it doesn't have to take Dennis Itumbi and the government to try and justify this kind of stuff. And there is also another communication, which is 30th, revocation of firearm certificate. Yeah. So the government should do a favor by showing us the number of people whose firearms were revoked, because I don't think Jimmy Wanjigi is a threat to security if he owned firearm. There are so many people we see in this country since William Ruto took over, who are just displaying firearms aimlessly. I'm waiting for the government of Kenya to give us details about the firearm by Didmas Baraza, for example, because he misused it. So in this statement, they're also saying revocation of firearm certificate number blah 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 and surrender of all firearms under the certificate number blah blah blah. And they're stating here, you know, very funny, Office of the President, very funny and interesting indeed. But those details by the government is not the reason why Jimmy Wanjigi was arrested earlier today and detained. So in this video, I want to give you the real reason why Jimmy Wanjigi was today detained. But before you do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, allow me to dive in. But again, before I dive in, allow me to also take this opportunity to introduce you guys to LemFi. LemFi is a mobile money app for users in the UK, Canada, and the United States of America to send money back to Kenya. They offer the best exchange rate, and the money will be delivered instantly into your M-Pesa account, Airtel Money account, and if you want, directly into your bank account. You can use the link in the pinned comment to download the app. Ladies and gentlemen, let us dive in. Why do you think Jimmy Wanjigi is now being targeted by William Samoei Arap Ruto? For me, number one, Jimmy Wanjigi's popularity in the mountain is actually growing. And that is something which is worrying William Ruto and Kenya Kwanza government. The truth is, Jimmy Wanjigi is growing popular each and every single day in the mountain. The only problem he still has is that majority of the mountain are viewing Jimmy Wanjigi as an elite. But it's now coming up very fast. It's emerging as an option. Because previously, there was only Rigathi Gachagua. At some point, there was Ndindi Nyoro. Ndindi Nyoro's popularity in the mountain has actually gone down because he's being viewed today as a betrayer. Rigathi Gachagua doesn't know what he wants. He's not so sure whether to support Ruto or not to support Ruto. Martha Karua is doing nothing to change the situation. But the Mountain are restive. They are looking at someone who can come and defend the community. And that is where Jimmy Wanjigi is coming in. So Ruto is not comfortable with Jimmy Wanjigi's popularity. But I don't know whether arresting Jimmy Wanjigi is actually aiding in making him more popular. Like for example, today, we are talking about Jimmy Wanjigi because of the arrest. TV station gave Jimmy Wanjigi free airtime today because he has been arrested. And that's why some of us were like, could it be that Jimmy Wanjigi is a project? But the truth is, it is now emerging that the government actually fear Jimmy Wanjigi. That's number one. Number two, the Gen Z protest. You see, the Gen Zs have actually issued another notice for the protest. And there's a strong fear that Jimmy Wanjigi was funding these Gen Zs. And remember, previously, people like Dennis Itumbi would challenge those leaders to allow their kids to go to the street. The truth is, Jimmy Wanjigi's son was actually one of the Gen Zs who were on the streets during the protest.
I think it's time for us as young people to fight for economic liberation.
Number three, this government is also doing so poorly. But they want to divert the attention of the country. Currently in the Republic of Kenya, William Ruto is receiving backlash for launching and relaunching projects which had been launched and relaunched. And Kenyans are highlighting some of these projects. That was giving William Ruto serious political headache. Because assuming you are the president, you go to Kisii, spend 3 days there. You move from Kisii, you go to Kakamega, spend 2 days there. From Kakamega, you go to another place, spend days there. Then a Kenyan or Kenyans are coming after you, what you've launched. And they are realizing that these projects, you had launched them before. Nothing happened. Even the ones which you launched last year, the moment you left the government. So they were exposing William Ruto. And because it seems William Ruto did not have a clear strategy on how he was going to lead, he thought that the current voter are like the previous voters where lies would just persuade them. For example, I remember in Maseno here, this road, for those who know Maseno, before just Maseno, Rwanda, just after the police station there, there's a road there that cuts from there. It goes all the way to Seme. I think about there. William Ruto, when he was still a very powerful president, launched that road twice. He launched it from the Maseno side. Some few months later, he went and launched it from the Kombewa side. And those are things, nothing has happened in that road. And those are the things Kenyans are asking him. I'm also told that William Ruto is supposed to be in Nyanza on the 28th. The expectation of the people of Nyanza is that he should not come to launch projects. William Ruto should come and issue directives to the contractor who was working on the Mamboleo Road to go to site. He doesn't need to go there and launch it because Uhuru Kenyatta launched that project. William Ruto came and launched it. There's no need of relaunching it. I remember when he came to Kisumu last, he wanted to launch some housing project here. People told him, no, that project had been launched by Uhuru Kenyatta. I'm seeing that project is actually ongoing as we speak. So Kenyans were really exposing him and he wanted a way of diverting the attention of the country from those fake projects he was launching. Number four, I'm also convinced that William Ruto and his people are just exercising the power which they now feel they have. If there's one thing which is temporary in this world, then it is political power. The other day, Matiang'i was very powerful, would arrest people like Itumbi. Today, Itumbi is defending arrest of Jimmy Wanjigi. Tomorrow, they'll be out of power. In fact, someone was telling me that the day the mountain will get power again, William Ruto is going to pay because they'll try and revert back whatever William Ruto has taken from the public because they will be populist. For example, there are several lands which most people claim that William Ruto has grabbed. I think there's one in Naivasha. I think there's another one in, is it Narok or Kajiado? There's another one in Taita Taveta. Any new leader who will come and take back those lands to the public will be a hero. So it will happen one day. So that's how fluid political power is. And lastly, these guys are just out to scare Jimmy Wanjigi. Nothing much. They want to scare him, frustrate him. You know, they come to your house, they ransack it upside down. They arrest you, you spend the night in a police cell. They take your phones. They try to use your phones to gather information about your operations, you know, just to frustrate and scare Jimmy Wanjigi. But I doubt if that strategy can actually work on someone like Jimmy Wanjigi. It can't work. You know why? Jimmy Wanjigi is not an ordinary person. He's a billionaire. The police who arrested him, tomorrow, their pockets will be full and they leak all the information. Yeah? So I don't know what to think, but that's my take. Until next time, this is Makwiny. Tomorrow, I'll be telling you about one of my subscribers here who is doing some amazing work. Yeah? So I'll tell you about his projects and how you can help him. Until that time, this is Makwiny. Bye-bye.